Good morning. Welcome back to my second attempt at Krustoo Farms Homesteading Challenge. This is year 2, month of September. Yesterday, I was out until 10 p.m. doing a harvesting contract, which brought back a little bit of sorghum, which would be desperately needed for the farm, and made a fair bit of money. So let's check my productions. That looks like I'm done with the canola oil. Barley flour is still going. Pigs are doing good. Chickens are going to need food soon. How are the cows doing? Alright. So, milk production is back on pace. Oh shit, I left my tractor running all night. Uh, that was foolish of me. Better run it on over to the shop and get some maintenance and some fuel in it. Turn on cruise control and get on my phone. Oh, that's a... Yeah, nothing in here really useful to me. Thinking my next series is going to be a used equipment series where I just buy what's in the used sale, and instead of, following my plan, I follow the plan of what the used equipment will let me do. Alright. I'm all fixed up. I'm pretty good on fuel, so I'm not going to bother getting more fuel. I'll get back to the farm and finish touring the farm, see how everything's going there. There was a car on by. I'd really like another tractor. Preferably one a little bit bigger so I can upgrade my cultivator. So my cultivator's not quite big enough for the contracts that I do on this map. It's plenty fine for use on my farm, but not quite big enough for the contract work. I also need another warehouse to store stuff in. So, but the long grain rice is ready to harvest, and so is the alfalfa. Grass is not ready. Oilseed radish. This needs to be tilled in and planted to wheat. Need to run a weeder over here through the canola. So it looks like I got a pretty busy day ahead of me. Alright, got another pallet of bread. So, got 4 or 5 pallets of bread here. What do we got over here? Butter. Okay. How much milk do we got? Yeah. Got a fair bit of milk. Alright, what is the greenhouse out of? It is out of... Uh, it's got water, got seeds, got manure. Must be herbicide. Alright. Okay, so... Alright, I'm done with bread. Honey and cheese, butter and cheese I'm running behind on. I got quite a bit of canola oil, even though I don't really need canola oil this month. Alright. Oh, I never brought my harvester back. Turn my tractor off. Guess I'll take my harvester over, get it serviced, and then alright, AI worker. Create job. Alright, so here, create job. It's going to be go to. Now I want you to go to right here. Start job. Alright. Now, I'm going to mix some silage this time around. Alright. So, silos. So I'm going to put in one of these small... That's a manure heap. I don't need a manure heap. Alright, so... Where do I want to put this? I think I'm going to put this... Suppose right here would work. I'll grab my rotary hoe here. Now I'll do a pass down the center. Because if I recall right, there's just a slight gap in the center. Alright, looks like my wife's arrived at the shop with the combine. Now I don't need this rice this year, so I'll just make it into flour, but I will need rice next year. In fact, I'm going to need 10,000 liters of rice, so I'm hoping that this field here will be sufficient for that. I'm going to leave my grass field as grass until next spring, then I'll plant sorghum there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my little pig food maker because it just does not seem to work. It makes pig food, but there doesn't appear to be any way to get the pig food out of it. So if I can't get the product out of it, there might as well be no product in it. Okay, combine's back in full excellent mechanical condition. Paint's a little worse for wear, but I can deal with bad paint. I'm gonna fill it up with diesel. Granted, in real world, you probably would not drive your combine to the gas station. Although I'm sure it has happened at some point, it's not a normal practice. Alright. I definitely want to get this rice harvest done before that rain starts. Alright. Let's see how this harvest is going to turn out. %, huh? So not really all that good. I wonder what I might be able to do to raise that yield up some. Maybe I'll have to come up here and flood the field before I go to bed at night so that it's... Because every day it's dry when I get up in the morning, so maybe if I flood it before I go to sleep, it'll still be flooded when I get up in the morning. In fact, I think I am going to go to the windmill. It is processing barley into flour now. And I can't make rice flour in this one. Okay. So I'll keep making a canola flour, I guess. I'll be back when this is done. Okay, I'm on my way to the silo here with the last of the long grain rice. Then we'll see how much we get. Okay, so 12,311, and I need 10,000 next year, so I'm on a good track. All right, let's check. Uh, yes, I can plant barley this month. What about wheat? Yep, I can plant barley or wheat this month. All right, get my cultivator. Alright, so I'm going to cultivate this oilseed radish and then the wheat field, and, well, looks like a couple things just popped up in the sale, so let's see what's in the sale. A header trailer. 2 header trailers, alright. I don't need a header trailer. And I'll be back after the cultivating is done. Okay, the cultivation is done. Now let's check pH levels. pH is fine, alright. How about over here? Yeah, I think I'll need to spread some lime out in this field. And of course it started raining now. I'm going to try planting alfalfa in the rice field. A little bit of crop rotation. And then when it comes time to plant the rice again next year, I can swap it over to, I can till in the alfalfa and plant rice. Alfalfa's a legume, so it would actually improve the soil. Still just one pallet, huh? Fortunately, this canopy gives me a little bit of protection from the rain. Not as much protection as like a true enclosed cab, but let's see if anything else has popped up in the sale. Because I got Sales Plus mod installed now. Telehandler. Now, if this was the telehandler that had 3-point on the back, I'd consider it the Milo. Yeah. Alright, let's go spread some lime. This thing spreads a lot wider with fertilizer than it does lime. So that kind of messes with the steering assist. Alright, fertilizer spreader's empty. I'm just gonna have to delete that pig food thing right there because it's just not working. Now, when's the best price? Is there anything that's best price this month? Huh, long grain rice. How about that? Would not have expected that. And where's the best price at? 660. The oil mill. Huh. I really have no use for the rice since I can't make flour out of it. Can't make oil out of it. Oh, it's already 2:15. This day's just flying by. I'll push these two together. Alright, I'll put this lime underneath the overhang of the windmill here so it's protected from the rain somewhat. I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of this thing because it aggravates me every time I drive past it. So I'm going to try this one now. Hopefully it'll work better. Mm. 2 oats. Yeah, this is unrealistically fast, but if it works, it works. I got a cat trying to help me steer. And of course, cat's not happy with just sitting on my lap. You know, it has to be right in my face or on the keyboard, or preferably even both. Alright, I guess she's given up and ran away now. I've offended the mighty kitty. Come on, turn around a little bit more. There we go. Alright. This should be enough to finish liming this one. I'll try to throw some lime over here in the rice field too. I think its pH is fine, but it doesn't hurt as long as I've got it on to just see if it'll take a little bit. Since I'm using precision farming, it'll only apply what's needed. Although, I doubt such a simple spreader would have advanced variable application technology instead of just, you know, steady application. Let's see how this does. I guess it is taking quite a bit of lime. Alright, let's refill my spreader again. Looks like the rain is ending. These 2 pallets should be half full, but the game doesn't consider how much material is still in the pallet in terms of the weight, so I still need to use my rear weight in order to lift them properly. Alright. That pallet is used up. Let's try this one. Might use up this one too. Alright, rain's done. Alright. Come on. I really don't like the fact that it'll sometimes surge in the opposite direction you tell it to until your character shifts gears. What am I trying to do? I need to drop the weight first. Pick up the few little bits that I missed. Okay, this job is done. I'll put back the lime spreader. It's a fertilizer spreader technically, but I use it as a lime spreader. Let's see how that thing's doing. Alright, it's full of pig food. So now let's see if I can plant alfalfa here in this rice field. I think I can. Logically, if you don't flood it, it's just a field, but... yeah, looks like I can. Good. Alright, so I'm going to plant alfalfa in this field, and then wheat in the other field, and I'll be back after all the planting's done. Okay, the planting is done. Let's check the market, see if anything else useful's come up on sale. Nope, nothing useful at all. So it's already the same type of header I got. It's a little bit wider, but... I'll grab my roller now. I'm gonna let my wife do this one. Health is 100%. I am going to sell these oldest Angus. Actually, they're not quite ready yet. Next month, these two will be ready to sell at their highest price. Eight months. Yeah, these things should be ready to go. Five. Alright. 9. Oh, gotta start the engine on my pallet jack. Vroom, vroom. God. This thing is so hard to steer because it's just barely touching the A or D key and it just wants to spin in circles. And I'm just doing this because I didn't want to be bringing my tractor in here and getting my floor dirty. Since this is a food barn, not a manufacturing barn. There just seems to be something over there that sits in the way. I forgot I had enough of that. Alright, I'm back. I bought a new roller, so I'm dragging this old one to the shop and selling it. While this thing has served me well, its time has come. So I'm increasingly finding that I don't have enough time to do everything. So I need equipment that can get the job done quicker. $534. That was worth it. Alright. Here's my new roller. And after I get these two fields rolled, I'm going to go ahead and sell my long grain rice, and then that'll be it for today. Alright, I'll get this done and I'll pop back in for selling rice. Alright, let's go grab my big trailer and I'll sell this long grain rice and then call it a day. Let's see where the price is best for the long grain rice. All right. 1678 oil mill, huh? Now where is the oil mill? Right there. Alright, that's not very far away. Do tip side back because it's more stable tipping longwise than it is shortwise. Back, back, back. Alright. $20,000, not too terribly bad. I do like my stadium lights, even though, like I say, they are completely unrealistic. At least for the price that the game sells them at. Alright, here we are at the end of the day. So far, I'd say this year's going pretty good. I am having some problems with dairy, and I'll have to decide what to do about that soon. But thank you very much for watching.